Hi. Today's class will discuss about init parameters and context parameters. Initialization parameters and context parameters. First of all, we'll talk about initialization parameters. We can improve the flexibility of the servlet by using init parameters and context parameters. I'm creating a project called ServletInit. Target runtime I'm making as a Apache Tomcat. This Apache Tomcat we already configured here in the project workspace. Click on finish. I'm creating a servlet here called as init servlet. Right click here, create a servlet object. com.ch. So I'm just clicking on the service method as part of our existing code. I'm giving the URL mapping as init param, init servlet. Click on finish. This can be anything here. You can give only one also. Click on finish. Whatever we give there in the web.xml file, that should be in outside of the in browser how you are accessing, right? You should do same thing. In init parameters, I'm just copying the code of servlet app1, the HTML generator HTML code. That should be same. I have a service method here. Service method has two parameters. One the HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response objects. And it throws servlet exception and IO exception. My output will be text or HTML. So that's the reason I put the response.set content type as text or HTML. Here I'm going to okay. As part of init parameters, context parameters, I need to do some small changes inside the my web.xml file. Okay. If you see here, I'm going to delete the what is not required here. If you see here, there is a servlet tag, there is a servlet mapping tag. There is a tag inside the servlet tag. If you see here, there is a tag inside the servlet tag called as init param. Inside this init param, we are going to give param name. Param name is our IP servlet, init param servlet, and param value. Where is param value here? No, you can give here a name. A name means application name. Sorry, can you give name? Name is Sugna. So this is the servlet I added here. This is here I added init param name and param value. Then now in Java code you can access how to access these init param values inside the servlet object. If you see init servlet, what is HTTP servlet? There is in servlet interface there is a methods, right? What is this method? Can someone tell me the answer? Yeah.
Do-get?
No. My question is in
Yeah,
HTTP servlet. Hi. Hi. So as we're discussing about methods,
Pavani is not able to hear you.
No. I'm now able to hear.
Now able? Okay.
Yeah.
this is the servlet, right? This is the servlet interface methods, right? So destroy method,
Init.
get servlet config method, get servlet info method, init method, service method. So what is the alternative of the get servlet config method?
Service config. Servlet config.
Clear?
Yes.
So I want to call this method. I want to implement this method based on the servlet config method. So the return type of this method is servlet config, right?
Servlet config.
Remember, please remember. Config equal to get servlet config. Servlet config is the interface. Okay. From config dot get servlet name so get servlet name is nothing but it is return type is string. In servlet config, if you see what are the methods are available. If you see in servlet config, there are some methods are available. Get init parameter names, get servlet context, get servlet name. Okay. By using get servlet name, I'll get the value, I'll get the param name. Get init parameter of what is the name I given over there? Like your name here.
Yes, it is name.
The value will be displayed as a. This is the servlet name. Someone is typing the code. If you're chatting with someone, please don't do. You can do it after class. Now if you run the application, servlet name is init servlet, value is Suguna. Clear? Is it clear answer? Output is clear for you guys? So we can retrieve the data from the init parameters by using init parameter inside the suppose basically init parameters we are going to provide the information about driver class names, database informations, here connection URL in connection username, password, everything I'm going to provide. From here I'm going to get the data into my servlet application. From there I am going to load. That is one time we are going to load, right? So it should be available for one servlet only. Any doubts so far? Suguna, Pavani, Tejaswi?
So we use this parameter name and value for getting connection to the database in general, right?
Yeah.
I mean, those values we put it here.
Yes.
Like, can you show like a little example of that? Like, how do we put them?
Sorry?
Can you show the example? Like, how do we use them for database?
Driver.
Okay. Dot drive.
Driver, right? This driver I am going to use over here. So once we have driver, this is driver object like this. So once you have driver, so based on the driver you can load the object, right? Once you have a username password, based on that one you can connection dot driver manager get connection method. Inside this we can pass all the values and you can get the connection, right? Alright. Any confusion?
No, Chetan. No.
The value of the init parameter that is defined as part of one of the servlet and it cannot be accessed by another servlet. Servlet config is an interface Servlet config is an interface defined by Java as part of javax.servlet. If multiple servlets has to use same parameters, then it is better to use context parameters instead of init parameters. It is better to use context parameters instead of init parameters. To get the value of the init parameter, we must use servlet config dot get init parameter. So here I'm going to add one more servlet called as context init servlet, context servlet. My context servlet or anything is fine. Click on next button. Then in the path here, click on finish. Same logic I am going to copy over there. Don't want to waste time on this because anyway you know the concept of the writing the methods. Here in web.xml file, if you see there will be two entries related to servlet object. Servlet is related to one init servlet information, and one servlet is related to context servlet information. So everything will be having entry of servlet mapping. Two servlet mappings will be there. Servlet mapping 1 and servlet mapping 2. That means how many servlets are there? That many servlets we are going to add is two servlet tags. Servlet tag one tag and servlet tag 2 tags, and again servlet mapping 1 tag and servlet mapping 1 more tag. Okay. Now outside of the servlet mapping, outside of the servlet tags, there is one more tag called as context param. So there is a context param tag which is available outside of the in web-app root tag. Inside this I have added a context param equal to param name equal to name, param value equal to teju. Now if we want to access this context param, first of all I need to load the config object by using get servlet config method config object by using config dot get get servlet context. So the get servlet context method is return type is what? Get
Servlet config. Servlet config. Servlet context.
Which one? Servlet config or context?
Servlet config.
Why? How you tell me servlet config? I am pointing here, right? Servlet context. Return type is servlet context.
Servlet context.
Please take your time, Sugna. Interview point of view also you should do like
Sorry.
this one. Not sorry.
Sorry.
No. I'm just telling you. Think, answer twice. Ask multiple times. Please explain me this answer. Please, I am not clear with the answer. Question. Then they will tell question again. Please ask multiple times. See, config dot get servlet context method will get the servlet context object, whereas get servlet config method will get the servlet config object. Based on the servlet config object dot get servlet context, I am going to get the servlet context object. As you know, once you have a context object, context dot get init parameter. Now, this is the way I can access the context parameter variables, and previous example, this is the way I can access the init parameter variables. So, how to load the context objects, Tejaswini? Suguna? How to load the context object?
We need to load the configuration object. Then by using configuration object, we have to get the context object.
Who is this?
Pavni.
Okay. Now, I'm running the application. Tejaswini, are you there in the class? So in web.xml file, I am going to give the information about the context servlet here. Click on enter. So output came right. Teju. Okay.
So Chaitanya, so in servlet mapping, we have given servlet name and URL pattern. In context param, we have given the context param name and param value.
Okay.
So it is different from init parameters, like what we write for
Yes,
init parameters.
because you init inside the servlet means this name and value will be a local variable for this init parameter in servlet.
Okay.
That means to say this name will be available only for the servlet. By the context servlet, I cannot access this name and Suguna value. If I give this parameter as a globally, that means every servlet can access it.
Okay.
Now this code will be accessed by our init servlet also.
Okay. Okay.
I explained yesterday, right, how the project flow is working. Can you tell me, Pavani?
The project flow works from the web.xml file.
Yeah, from web.xml file, what is the output? Tell me. Go ahead. When you enter the when you click on this button, what will happen?
Which
The web container, and I will explain it this time. Tomorrow I won't explain this one. The web container, take this as a this URL here. It will go and try to check in web.xml file. It will try to find out URL pattern is here. It find out. Then it will find out the servlet name. Then according to the servlet name, it will go to the servlet tag. It will find out the same servlet name, and the controller will execute. Controller will go to servlet context.
class?
Servlet, not class.
Yeah. Okay.
Extends HTTP servlet. It has service method. It has a response dictator. Set content type is HTML, text or HTML. Then I can load all the data from here. Then once it is executed, it will display the output by using outer container method like this. It's very easy. Okay. To get the value of context parameter, we must use servlet context dot get init parameter method. To get the value of the context parameter, we must use servlet context dot get init parameter method. Context parameter is defined as part of web app tag in the XML file. This web app, and can be used by one or more servlet, whereas init parameter is designed within the servlet.
Whereas
Init parameter
is only used by them.
Yes. I'm creating a new project again. We'll discuss about the servlet with form submission. As part of my applications, I'm going to use, one second. Hello? Hey, Sukuna. Hello? Hi, Sukuna. Power off అయింది, కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నాను, రికార్డ్ చేస్తాను. రేపు నుంచి డేటా కట్ తీసుకొస్తాను ప్రాబ్లం.